all my videos, that was like a martini glass, a glass of wine, a bottle of wine, whatever, but this is strictly raspberry iced tea. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Pam Mikhail. And I like to do videos about plastic surgery, body dysmorphic disorder, as well as fashion and vlogs. So if you're interested, in these types of videos, please like, subscribe, comment, and share so you can be updated, notified when I have a new annoying video. I wish you guys could see my blouse. I don't know. So in this video, I want to talk about rehab, the steps to get into rehab, different kinds of rehab, and my personal experience with rehab, but with an S. I've been to, I think, 6 rehab centers for different things. So I want to talk about that and share some photos from maybe 4 years ago on like one of the really nice houses I stayed in, and also ones that are not so nice. So if you guys want to watch, have tips or whatever about rehab, mental health, and addiction, keep on watching. So with my experience, step 1 is a long phone call, which then they ask you questions like, what are you addicted to? Do you have underlying mental illness? How long have you been using? Probably things about like your childhood sometimes, or how many grams of what drug do you like better than the other. It's literally like an hour long call. COVID, the last time I went was like an hour and a half. So that was like really, really the most annoying part. And they get you, and you would think that would be it, right? But no. And then you call your insurance, and the insurance tells you what they can cover, what you can't. But the initial price a day for any kind of rehab centers is up to $4,000 a day now. Before, it used to be like $2,500, and now they just keep bumping the prices. And in my experiences, after all that is over with, you could even call from the parking lot with your bags and stuff and just wait, and they accept you right away. But if they don't have a bed, that's what they say, like, we don't have beds right now, meaning like they don't have space. Because usually you stay in like a 2 or 3 bedroom and you share it with girls, but luckily I've always gotten my own room. But I don't know, it is what it is. So you get in there, COVID time, they swab you, you have to wait like 20 minutes to see your results. Afterwards, you go inside, they check your bags, they strip search you, then they keep checking your bags I don't know, like I think it was like 4 or 5 times in the orientation house. A lot of my things didn't get through, really. So I just saw that at a sign, like, okay, no beauty products. I just had like my extensions, and that was fine. And I interview again, and basic interviews like your name, your height, again, over and over and over. So you think that you're done with the phone orientation, but you're not, because the second one in person is longer. And this is where they take your vitals. Oh my god, it's so weird being sober. Vitals, and I'm not like used to talking because I'm always home, so this is very awkward. Your weight, your height, just everything. And they send it out to the doctor. He's not on site. Like the whole joke over there was like, who is this doctor? Does he exist? Because everything's like video chat. So the doctor takes maybe hours. Like if you're in rehab and checked in the actual house, then you get drugs that day. But if you go to the actual house and it's past 9 and the doctor didn't send your prescriptions yet or your actual pills, then you have to wait till the next morning, which is kind of tough, especially for a lot of people who are doing like detox. It's really hard for them to even go through an hour without their drug of choice, let alone, so that's a tip. Always try to go to rehab and get everything done before 9. Afterwards, there's this like van, and they take you to the actual house. And insurance is pretty much what house you get into. With all my experience, it's really sad. Don't blame me. That's just how it is. But like if you're a cash patient, cash paying, and if you have really good insurance like PPO, pretty much get like the best house, the best service, just like anything in this world. And it's so mean because my house, it was called the Wacko house. It's it's so funny. It's not that you're wacko, you're just whack. It stands for something like women's, whatever. And it was like a nice house because we cash paid and also our insurance was really good. And then I would overhear people who work there would say like, yeah, Kaiser House, meaning it's like the lowest housing, which sucks, I know, but that's just how it is, and I'm just relaying to you guys what I know. So you get a bus, they take you to the house. Sometimes you have a roommate. Luckily, I've never really had a problem with roommates. I always just say I really can't have a roommate. It's like a phobia of mine. Like I can't share bathrooms or rooms. So that, and you get in, and then I had to detox for 6 days. It's usually 3 to 4. Special case PAMI always. So I detox, meaning they give you pills, different kinds of pills that you can't get anywhere. And you literally like, you take it. They're like red pills. I forgot the name, but they give you like 6 at a time, and then 6 the next day, and then 5, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. And they also mix that with Valium or Xanax or like some kind of benzo. So you're just like that all day. The first 3 days, usually in my experience, you just sleep. You wake up. If you want to bathe, some girls don't bathe. I have to bathe no matter how nauseous and sick and spinning I am. I do that. I couldn't eat or drink anything for 3 days. Literally just like bathroom, bed, bathroom, bed. After the 3rd day, I guess I just found myself like talking to my housemates. We would be like just watching like funny shows, and we would just have a strict schedule, like morning check-in. You wake up, you have to be awake by 6. Morning check-in is at like 6:30 with the pills, and then 7 o'clock to 8 is breakfast. We had a chef make us like foods, healthy foods, and then after that, after breakfast, we have a break, which I smoke during the break because everyone smokes in rehab, and this is the only time I'm literally like monkey see, monkey do, because rehab and cigarettes and coffee go hand in hand. After breakfast, because this is all phase 1. Phase 1, you stay in a certain house for 2 weeks where you don't go to groups yet, so as many housemates as you have, like it's usually 5 or less. Then we have group, like outside, it's like beautiful. We do group for like 2 hours, and then we have lunch at noon till 1. Then we have another group, and then every other day we have like Pilates, yoga, and meditation, and then we go on hikes. And then I think the last group ends like at 8. It depends if we have a guest speaker. And then after 8 o'clock, this particular rehab that I went to, we didn't have a curfew, which is like wild. I was like, it's 10 o'clock and these girls, why are you guys still watching TV? Aren't we supposed to be sleeping? There's no curfew. You know, you can go outside. It's like a big backyard with canopies, tables, and we had a little gym. So you could do all that, but you can never leave the house because they'll know. We have cameras literally everywhere. But me, I wanted to eat, like take a bath, and then goes to sleep. So I usually sleep around 8, and I was like the earliest to wake up because I'd be awake by 4, ready for the day. And you kind of just like get used to having a structured schedule where you have to do certain things. You could be sick, but after 3 days of detoxing, you have to go to the group. You have to go on the hike. Like there's no, you can't just like slack around like the other rehab centers I went to. So the one I went to is not like, it's mental illness, addiction of whatever kind, and did I already say? Yeah, addiction of like any kind. You could be addicted to so many things, and that was pretty much it. And it covered the basics like anxiety, depression, schizo, just like the basic things, as opposed to the other one I went to was an eating disorder situation. So that had a curfew. We had to eat everything on the plates. you know, or they would let you like supplement with Ensure if you don't want to eat. Like it's very strict over there, and I think bedtime was like at 8:30. And like the smoking, you can't smoke whenever you want at certain facilities. Like this place, you can smoke whenever you want. And honestly, half the time I didn't even inhale. I just like the tea. So phase 2 is when you graduated phase 1, which is you could still stay in the same house. Like if you want to stay in the same house, you can stay in the same house, or they move you to phase 2 house, which is the exact same thing, but instead of having group therapy and doing all that with just of like 2 or 3 of your housemates at that house, you get on a bus with male, females, you venture all the way to the orientation house, which they have like a big table and it's co-ed. You get to talk to like guys, not that anyone is there to fornicate or whatever that word is, or like to find a boyfriend. But it was really great because in therapy, guys have emotion. Like you see how weak they are without drugs or alcohol, and they really, you know, like we're not forced to speak how we feel, but we just get to know each other, and it's like a bond that only people in rehab or AA will ever understand. So phase 2 could be up to 90 days. So the 2 weeks that you did, the 14 days you did in phase 1, it doesn't count. So you go start over again in phase 2. And I think the longest you can stay in phase 2 normally is 90 days. But of course, if you're not ready to go, they're not going to let you go. Let me see. Okay, so phase 3 is exactly the same. You still don't have freedom, but you can go get a job, but you have a curfew and you have to attend AA meetings and outpatients. So it's like an outpatient program, but in this program, like you have to be back. Like you can't like leave and come back the next day. Like you're still on a schedule, but you are on a shorter leash. Like if you wanted to get a job, it has to be like 3 miles from there where you can walk or bike. Very intense group still. And it's pretty much what I think about it. I never lasted that long, but like from the stories I've heard from lectures and things, it's preparing you to go back out of the world. Because imagine you've been in rehab for like 4 or 5 months, you don't know how to behave. Like you're scared to go out. Well, when I got out after, because I'm like 90 days sober, I don't know. When I got home, all I wanted to drink was wine. I just wanted to relax and kind of be free. But I already had all these days sober, so I was like, no, I'm not going to ruin it. And then 30 days became 40 days, 40 days became 50 days. And it's still hard for me, but it's like one day at a time. And when you're discharged, it takes just as long. You talk to all these people, it takes just that long, just as long, and then you get picked up, or they give you a ride home no matter where you live, as long as it's in like less than like 1.5 hours, then they take you home. They pick you up. We have girls coming in and out at like 4 in the morning getting picked up from like a rave or things like that. So you're discharged. If you want, I was saying, when you discharge, you still have to go to AA, you still have to study the big book, you don't have to, but if you want to continue being well and living a clean, healthy life, then you have to go, you know? I haven't been because I'm kind of scared to be like around people right now. Stupid dishwasher. Okay, so first 2, 3, 4, you know what? All my rehabs, like I've never wanted to read the big book. I was like, it's stupid. I don't believe in a higher power. This is ridiculous. Always trying to run away and all this kind of stuff. So this is why I'm talking to you guys after this stint, because it really changed me, I think. Because this is the first time I opened and read the big book like over and over and over. So we would like bedazzle our like folders and stuff over there, and we felt like little girls again, which is, I don't know. I put my son's pictures here because like he's my motivation to be a better person overall, and it's just a great book. I would like highlight like my favorite stories. These stories are from years. I think this is like in the 1800s or whatever, but it's stories of these every kind of person. There's like what is that word? Because I don't want to say gay. Like there's gay stories here, lesbian stories, moms, dads, children, all from like a long, long time ago. And no matter if they were addicted to, let's say, cocaine or just purely alcohol or all of the above, the story is the same, even though it's like it's written by different experiences. It all turns out to be like you're hospitalized, or you almost died of alcohol or narcotics, or you lost everything. You lost your family, you lost your career, you lost everything. Different stories, different eras, different careers, different whatever, different, and a completely different life from each other, and they all make sense at the end, because alcoholism, addiction, it's a disease of the brain. Like you might want to stop, and you might want to just like, I have a son, like I can't be doing self-sabotage to myself, but that's when the pills and the drugs just get in your system and you can't get it out. So there was a saying in rehab, like you have this one part of your brain that's like, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do all that, and like this middle part, frontal lobe part says, no, you're drinking. Why are you trying to change how we do things every single day? We don't like change. So this book, literally, like I've never loved a book before, but I'm talking too much. The Unexpected Joy of Being Single. It's cute. And this is the first time with all my stints that I actually filled out a binder. Like they would give you like homework and you would do it. There's a letter in here. Well, if you guys want to learn more about rehab and stuff like that, let me know. I'd love to read you some of the things in the books, and as well as packets in here. But the saddest thing is there's a letter here from my drunk self writing me, like, dear drunk, I was always there for you when you were sad, when you got fired from a job. Who was there for you? They being like alcohol, narcotics, or whatever it is. And then you have to write a letter to your loved ones, picturing you finished a stint, you're back home, but you go back to your old ways, and you have to talk about like, what would the police say to your family members when they have to tell them that you died of like, I'm so lucky I never got a DUI. I could have, oh my god. Well, that's for a different video. So I hope you guys like this video. I think this is my thing now. Like I really like talking about, if you guys want me to go through the big book with you, I'd love that. Yeah, so I hope this shed light about rehab and diseases of the mind. The mind is so influenced so quickly that it's crazy. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. You like it, baby?
Yeah, but what if this is the wrong house?
Double doors. Hi. Carter?
I'm Amanda.
Amanda.
I'm PCT.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
you were
Pammy.
Pam.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy, wow.
You guys can have a seat in here, and I'll get the nurse that does.
Okay. Well, Look at the railing.
Wait, heard of that, but it was like a slug kind of thing.
Hex bug.
Yeah.
That was blue ivy, remember?
No.
It's a video. You guys are gonna throw a party?
No.
Bitch is finally gone. Let's go get her.
I didn't say that.
So ugly.
That's why you're here.
Really?
Yeah. Let's hug her.
I'm ugly, huh?
No, you're not.
He said that's why you're here.
Why?
Because I said it was ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his drool. Look at his drool. Look so ugly.
We really have to.
Si Mata nga once also. Oh, 2 years from now, pag nag-driving ko na yan.
Yeah.
Pretend like my head was in the wall.